You know, this is what infuriates me about what's going on the planet now. This whole Black Lives Matter movement, and the way we have mobilized ourselves as a people to get together under a single cause to fight the power. And this is what really, really makes me think about this entire situation, is that now Black Lives Matter. Right now, Black Lives Matter. But it was only 2 or 3 months ago, just before the lockdown, that we had the biggest spike in serious youth violence and deaths on our streets in London. Where was Black Lives Matter then? Where were you then when these children were being killed on the streets, groomed on the streets, sexually assaulted on the streets? Where were you then when they were fighting and killing each other for areas and postcodes and control over the drug trade? Where were you then for these children, these young black children? But yet we get out of our houses, because we've all been on lockdown, and we're like we can't wait to get out to fight some cause because we've been locked down for 3 months. So this event happens, and then we all come out of our house, and Black Lives Matter, because we saw a video of a man being killed by police on the streets. It was only 3 months ago I saw videos circulating of black children being stabbed to death on the streets. Where was the protest then? Where was the matter then when those children were being shown around social media? All of those videos went viral. Where was the protest then? Where did we get up and mobilize and say, you know what? All lives matter. These children are being killed on the streets, so all lives matter. In my opinion, it doesn't have to be by a police officer. Once somebody takes a life, we have to be responsible to stand up and say, we're not having this, because it matters to us. It matters to our community. It matters to our families. It matters to the growth of the next generation of young people. So when I see us getting out there and we are protesting for a single cause, it makes me think, are we going to go back to sleep when this is all done? You know, are we going to just go back to our normal lives and tolerate what we've been tolerating for the last 2 years? Tolerate our young people killing each other on the streets before we stand up as a community, as a collective, and say we are not going to have this anymore because all lives matter? Are we going to say that? Or are we just going to champion this single cause, go back to sleep, and then start this bullshit of people killing each other on the streets of London and nobody cares? These are the things that infuriate me. They make me mad, and I have to share it. I'm not going to say anything else on this Black Lives Matter thing, apart from, at this point in time, the world is changing. At this point in time, the world is changing. And we have helped to change or in fact, bring some of the issues of racism to the forefront. We've done that. We've done that successfully. We've torn down statues. We've made our point. But are we going to just go back to sleep? Or are we going to use this as a model to grow stronger? This is what I want to know. I'm fed up of seeing and hearing, we're protesting and we're meeting here and we're meeting there. And some of you parents who are sending your children out there to attend these protests, and you ain't even there yourself. You should be there with your children. You're sending your children out to protest and you're not even there. You're watching it on live on your Facebook or your social media, and your child is out there rioting for a cause that you need to teach them. This is something that needs to continue in their lives. For the first time in a long time, I see a lot of young people come together from all different areas and march as one. Remember, march as one. And it's a beautiful sight to see, because that's what unity looks like. That's what young people growing up together looks like. They all work together as one. So it's just worrying me that, when we come out of all of this, when it becomes no longer the news that trends, or the media haven't got time to cover it anymore, are we going to just go back to how we were before all of this? This is what we need to think about. This is what we need to teach our young people, that this time in history is a turning point. This is the time that we look at our lives and say, We need to turn this shit around. We need to turn this shit around. Before we scream out Black Lives Matter, scream out your brother's life matters. Scream out the fact that you're no longer going to stab, shoot, or sell drugs to another brother. Isn't that what making a point is? Isn't that what changing society is? Isn't that what making a global change is? Is to stand up and say that all these injustices that happen on the planet happen, and this is the part where I'm talking about, it's accountability. All of these injustices happen because we allow them to happen. We have to mirror what we want. If we want police to stop killing us on the streets, then we need to stop killing each other. Does that make sense? We need to stop killing each other, and we need to stop that now. So if you get anything from this message, it's this. I'm not angry at Black Lives Matter because I can see the point. It helps to mobilize people for a single cause or an event. But Black Lives Matter needs to get involved in more matters which are closer to home. Work with these communities. Show your presence where it's needed. Because I'm telling you, if this pandemic didn't happen, this year we were going to see a massive spike in serious youth violence, which means there were so many young people that were going to be killed on the streets. But this happened. And so now let's use this opportunity to make a change. If you're watching this video, don't be offended by anything I'm saying. It's just my opinion. And I hope you can get something from it, because if we move on without taking on board what we've just fought for, then everything we've done is a waste of time.